Chaos, you comic comers. Now sit back and enjoy the seergasm of a podcast.
Alright, you guys, welcome to Undercity Chaos in the mind of the comic comer. I'm your host, MCR, also known as Matt the Rat, and as always...
Renee.
Billy.
He didn't even know he was... I know he was like, wait a minute. Well, where am I at? I don't know what we're doing. Actually, I don't even have the freaking...
Bye, Priscilla.
I don't even have the list up or anything. What are we talking about this week?
We got it right here.
Talking about
Not only are we talking about
comics,
new comics,
and then we're talking about Amazing Spider-Man 3 and 4.
We have our
a little bit of news on that.
Yep.
we have our Man of Steel review.
Wait. So what I've heard, it might have been called the Man of Stealing My Money because some people were pretty upset on what happened in it. So I'm just saying, just throwing that out there. I don't know what the deal was.
We all saw it except for him.
I did not see it, but because of that, I will be the one asking all the questions since I do not know anything, so I could go in there understanding a lot better. And we're going to be talking about apparently a new teaser for a new story arc with the Green Lantern.
Yeah.
Lights out.
Lights out. It's there's nothing about it.
It's just
the poster.
Just the poster. So we'll talk about that, and of course, we will be doing our review on Batman Zero Year and Superman Unchained.
Unchained.
So wait, I know you personally read Injustice. How is it?
Injustice?
Comic.
I do not read Injustice. I read the first one, and it really caught my attention, but I was only 4 or 5 away.
I'm actually reading it.
Is it really good?
Yeah.
I've heard really good things about it.
The writer is set to take over Earth too.
Sweet.
All right, you guys, let's go ahead and hop into it. The first thing that we should talk about is, of course, the first thing on the list, which is Spider-Man 3 and 4. I've been trying to do as much research as possible for anything that's coming up, and I'm personally excited. I know we all talked about, I believe it was a podcast or two ago, maybe even a month ago.
What did we talk about?
We talked about the difference between Spider-Man and the Amazing Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody over here decided to say that Peter Parker had autism.
Oh, yeah. When I said he played it, the actor who played it, like he had kind of like he was a little...
I mean, I figured...
Like a mild form. But that would also...
Are we talking about Andrew Garfield? Or
we're talking about Garfield. Yeah. But, look at it this way. It would make sense because he's basically a genius. He's basically a savant. Mm-hmm. So that would make sense for him to kind of play it that way.
Yeah.
So he's socially awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, that's what I thought too, but he does have a point that, like, when I rewatched it, he did kind of seem special.
People seem to forget about that Peter Parker is a genius.
Yes.
Because a lot of people complained about in the Amazing Spider-Man, the remake, they're like, oh, he built web shooters. I'm like, well, that's what he did in the comic.
That's what he did, exactly.
That's what makes this movie so much better, is that he makes his own web.
Yeah.
Other than Sam Raimi saying, oh, it's like genetically into him.
Yeah.
He's always had cartoons.
Which would make him a mutant, basically.
Yeah.
Well, he is a mutant.
He kind of is, but he wasn't born in.
He wasn't born a mutant.
Yeah.
He became a mutant.
And on top of it, dang it, we were talking about how Spider-Man 1 and 2 were really good, but when it came down to it, 3 was the one that I believe Billy addressed that the director just wanted to do Sandman, and
he didn't like Venom. Yeah,
he didn't want Venom, so that's why he put freaking Eric Foreman as Venom.
Yeah.
Just to satisfy the studio, and then there was a third one, and then everybody wanted to know what happened to Green Goblin. So, as Sue pointed out, there was just too much going on at once.
Trying to please everyone.
Yeah, it's true. So
you
that's
insert a lot of characters. You have to do it right. Like, I think about Batman Begins, and how many characters were in there?
Batman Begins.
There was how many villains? There was Flash, Commissioner Loeb, Carmine Falcone, Ra's al Ghul. There's Scarecrow, Victor Zsasz,
but Batman.
And nobody complains like, there's too many characters.
Zsasz was in it. Zsasz was in it for a second.
Yeah,
but he was in it.
But
he was in it.
They didn't mess with them at all, did he?
Everyone almost equal time.
Yeah, see, if you can stick all those characters, if you know how to do it right, because nobody saw Batman Begins and said, "Oh, too many characters. I don't like this movie."
You know what? This is true. I never even thought about that.
What? Like he introduced a lot of characters that weren't really well known. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Within, I mean, us as comic book readers, we know who those villains are.
Yeah.
But the general public of movie watchers don't really know those villains.
Yeah. So to satisfy the comic book reader, I think they pulled it off great. But to the average man, like you just pointed out,
Spider-Man 3 was not done right.
But Spider-Man 3, I mean, the Amazing Spider-Man 3 and 4. What do we got on it so far, Renee? I'm not gonna lie, you guys. I wasn't able to read it.
Well, I don't see anything for when you put it up. It was just like
should be right after this week's new comics.
Oh, okay. Because all I see is
made sure to get it, you guys. Did I?
Hold on. Yeah, wait, hold on. Now it says sequels are part of the game when it comes.
Don't read it verbatim, man. We're gonna get in trouble for finding the story from someone else. That's a lawsuit. But you know what? If
I didn't even see the picture that was. I know it was on like a late night show that Jamie Foxx posted of himself
as Electro.
He looks like a total dweeb.
It does, yeah. To me, it doesn't like either of the pictures do not look good for Spider-Man. Amazing Spider-Man 2, but nonetheless, why would you choose Electro out of everybody? And on top of it,
you know what? I confuse.
That seems like a bad choice.
I confuse Electro with Shocker all the time too.
Yes, I agree.
But I think who's the more badass one?
I would say Shocker, wouldn't it be? Because isn't Shocker more masculine?
Yeah. Well, you could. I guess he is. Electro. I guess they're trying to go old school because that was like the first real villain that he met.
Yes.
Him and the Vulture were like early on, and then.
But then why throw Rhino in?
The Lizard too.
Yeah.
That was like one of the first villains he met. So I mean, I see what Mark Webb is trying to do. It's just like I don't know.
I'm on board with it.
Like a lot of people are getting a little lost, but I don't know. I see the potential in it. She's trying to do villains that no one's seen yet, if anything.
Why not do the Vulture?
The Vulture is...
Well, the Vulture he'll probably do, but I think he's also trying to hint at the Green Goblin as well, too.
Maybe.
Because every little bit and piece,
what about,
from what I've seen from the first one, it's hinting at the Green Goblin.
Remember, wasn't there like an owl guy?
That's Batman.
No, there's an owl guy. There's an owl guy I had from the Spider-Man video game.
It's that's Vulture.
No, there's Vulture and there's an owl guy.
An owl guy?
Yeah, there's Jack-o'-lantern guy. Remember that guy?
Was it versus the? Were you playing versus the Watchmen? Is that
no?
Spidey versus.
It was a super.
What was that guy's name in the Watchmen again? It wasn't Owlman.
Night Owl.
Night Owl. That's what it was. And Night wasn't even spelled correctly. Just throwing that out there.
Because poor literacy is cool.
No, because
Kewl.
Yeah, with a Z. Throw a Z in there somehow.
Put double L in there. No, they're supposed to know. You don't understand. In Espanol, that's silent. It still says Night Owl. We just wanted to throw you off, all right? But there's no other details on anything else on 3 and 4?
It just says, like...
Just that they have...
They just have a timeline.
Yeah, yo. 3 and 4.
It says that, like, sequels haven't done a whole lot of good as of lately. But they said that they have full confidence in Mark Webb's projects coming up for Amazing Spider-Man.
Well, I like
what do you mean sequels haven't done well?
Well,
certain sequels haven't done well.
Yeah, look, you have to understand that if you think about the history of cinema, it's always the very first movie sticks out really freaking amazing. But then from there, the sequel never matches.
That's not true.
Terminator 2.
Empire Strikes Back.
Aliens. Well, actually, you know what? I actually like Batman Begins.
Godfather 2, even though it's not a comic book. But Aliens is another one.
Aliens
where
awesome.
it's equally as good as the first.
Oh, Aliens.
Empire, I think, is better than Star Wars.
And New Hope?
Dark Knight Returns, or The Dark Knight is better than Batman Begins.
Oh, no, I like
No. We're not talking about better, but we're talking about gross.
Monetarily, I think most of those apply, too.
Fast and the Furious 2.
What?
No, that's
Too Fast, Too Furious.
You know what? They actually monetarily they're doing great.
Why are they making those movies?
Because they keep making
Jacob,
money.
You shut up. You're not on this podcast.
Sorry, Toasty.
They keep making those movies for the same reason they keep making Resident Evil. People keep going up, lining up, and throwing money.
Yeah, but the problem is that
it's
they're
like
making.
a little doll. You keep throwing money, they keep coming back.
You're spending $5 million to gross $2 million after that because you only got $7 million back, so it's pointless. So I understand the statement, but with these comic book movies, because there's so many comic goers now, not only that, but people that are becoming fans of it, it's becoming.
Or in our really suave mood, we take our girlfriends there, and that's like double the income right there.
Yeah, see, there you go.
Dates.
They're like, yes, they're taking dates, they're taking their friends with friends. So I can understand what he's saying. I would like to see Green Goblin. I would love to see Green Goblin back into it. Yeah. But then again, did they have Harry Osborn?
They're actually gonna introduce Harry Osborn into this
because they didn't
sequel.
show his face the first time around. They just had like a little VR image.
They have released pictures of Harry?
Yeah. And they already did like scenes with Mary Jane. It was, like,
I know, I heard about that. They did do scenes with Mary Jane, and that's going to be really, really exciting. You know, I think, I'm just clarifying this, you guys. I think because I have the headphones on, you guys don't know how to keep your mouth into the mic perfectly. Everybody's like, I'm going to be talking.
How do I sound now?
You sound like a beautiful, sexy chocolate man.
Well, that's what I am. So
You're not chocolate. You're like...
I'm more like a
what's
caramel.
a brown Mexican candy?
Caramel.
Is there a brown Mexican candy?
Caramel.
Well, everything's made by
All
Mexican these
caramel.
days, but...
I went to an Asian restaurant where like I just heard like some Asian screaming, and then like a fat brown dude just walked out. I was like, "Hey, doing best I can."
Of course. Dude.
You know, it's funny. I actually, when we went to the chicken house, the chicken and waffle place, and what did I see walk out of the freaking kitchen?
What?
A Mexican. I was like, yeah, Mexicans know how to do soul food too.
We do
Woo!
everything, dude.
But
I remember I was so surprised. I went to a soul food place and a black cook walked out. I was like, "What the? I don't know if I should eat here."
Why? You racist now? He's the one who invented. Well, he didn't specifically, but you know what I mean.
It was in Texas.
I'm out of this part. Leave me out of the racist part.
All right, what do you guys want to see in not only the next Spider-Man, but obviously the next two after that?
What do I want to see?
I want to see like a better revamp of Venom. Than Sam Raimi did.
It's rumored that Venom's getting a standalone movie.
Nice.
Well, I feel like we know the origins. They've done it twice. Let Spider-Man be Spider-Man. Do everything we love about Spider-Man. Let him be a smart ass.
Yeah.
Let him just have, but give him some, like, the Spider-Man is the best because he's conflicted because he's got responsibilities and he's trying to be a teenager or be a college student or whatever, and at the same time he doesn't know how to manage his time. It's like,
I could agree. I think that's why there was less suit. Like, I felt like there needed to be more suit time, but like you said, and you pointed out clearly that, he wasn't, he had to manage between the two.
yeah,
I want to see some more cobweb armpits.
there you go, the old school, the 60s.
Yeah.
Oh, the little like, the gliders that aren't
That was
really
like,
gliders if you think about it.
I think that was like John
I love
Romita
that.
did that. I think was Romita drawing it then?
Yeah.
I think he gave him a little armpit.
I like that, and I really want to see something like someone just weird thrown in there for no reason. And see, Kingpin. He's more of a Daredevil villain.
Yeah, but that's why you said someone random that doesn't belong.
Just through
Well,
Captain
not like that
America
doesn't
shows
belong.
up.
You know who I'd like to see is
He's like, "You want to be in the Avengers?" Like, wait, just
Luke
kidding.
Cage just shows up.
So we'd rather have a guy with bow and arrows.
what about what's her name? Is it Black Cat?
Black Widow? Oh, Black
Widow.
Cat's cool.
Black Cat might be interesting.
I would love to see later, Tiger.
So I want to see Jack O'Lantern.
On in the Spectacular Spider-Man, the animated show, she was voiced by Tricia Helfer, who was on Battlestar Galactica.
Oh,
she was the really hot Cylon girl. Yeah. She did
The really hot alien, which you probably shouldn't be talking about because it's an alien and
No, she's a
weird.
robot.
Whoa, what was?
Oh, it's
Get it
even
right.
worse. She's a fembot.
You know, it'd be cool to have his doppelganger.
Who?
Spider-Man's doppelganger.
Oh, Bizarro.
It was like this, like
What?
freakish. It was like a Spider-Man, but he had like 6 arms.
Oh yeah.
He was a Maximum Carnage.
Yeah, and he was hairy for whatever reason.
What was that? The demon.
Remember, he
goblin?
had brown
Maybe
like.
he was like a tarantula.
No, but that's the
I
thing.
think they don't
Though.
have like a Mexican villain we call him El Tarantula, and he could be like fighting. Like,
Wait! I got a better one.
no.
Everything is Mexican.
Yes.
I don't know if you guys remember this guy
He's
or
really
these
something.
guys. Do you guys know the Jury?
No.
The Jury would be awesome.
Who's the jury?
Oh, it's like a super team of like a super vigilantes, dude. Like they got like those jet suits, kind of like Iron Man, just not quite as badass. But
I got one.
what?
What if we brought in
Deadpool.
the original name for this person? What if we brought in the Jackal?
Oh, the Jackal. The Jack.
And then
Wasn't he
from
the reason
there,
that,
he could turn into the Punisher, and then they could reamp the Punisher movies.
Just use Spider-Man to launch all the other franchises.
Wait, but who owns Punisher? Oh, dude. Well, no. Nice.
That's the voice of Black Cat.
Punisher was given back to Marvel with Daredevil.
I think so. Because it's Marvel Knights.
But I don't know. I don't know if that happened. Maybe they did. I'd be excited to see a new Daredevil movie. But would you want to see it?
Without
You really didn't like
Stiller.
Ben Affleck?
Yeah.
Great director, not the great of an actor.
Really, I loved him in everything that he ever did
What
with
was that
Kevin
one? The movie,
Smith.
The Town.
All I know is
That one was awesome.
he's putting this whole town in his rearview mirror. That's all I remember.
He just needs to get that Boston out of his.
The cheapest line in the movie, and you remember that out
Yeah.
of everything.
All I know is like the first 5 minutes when everybody's got like a Boston Celtics jersey, a Boston Red Sox hat, a Boston Bruins jacket. I'm like, we get it. This movie takes place in Boston.
There's no necessary
You
reason to
don't
point out.
need to keep hitting us over the head with it.
Well, for the Spider-Man movie, I was kind of interested of like if they do like the whole mutation thing of when later, because in the comic books they said that he had like a bite from the spider,
Yeah.
but then later on in the years he like grew extra arms because of the mutation of it, because it finally took over like the
Took over
spider.
completely.
Yeah, and then it became this man spider.
What?
Yeah, he
What?
became this whole big man spider.
All right, well, is that really the story arc you want to go down with?
I would like to see if they do that.
I want to see him fight Man-Bat then, if we're going to do it that way.
Shut up.
See, he just said it too.
Isn't Man-Bat Batman's? Kirk Langton.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
guys
Let's
are
just
dorks.
do, you know what?
Just put Spider-Man against every super villain.
If I had enough money, if I was like a Bill Gates rich, where I just didn't have any more money to spend on, and like I'd be like, okay, do I want to give this money to kids? Nah. 2 things I'm going to do. 1, I'm going to rent out Disneyland, and we're going to have a giant paintball war. Number 2, right? Inside, you know where your 2, it's capture the flag, your 2 bases are the fort on Tom Sawyer's Island and the top of the Matterhorn. Okay? Those are your bases.
Wait. No. No. You know where the flag is to make it even harder?
Where?
Not even the top. The basketball court inside the Matterhorn.
Inside
So
the
you
Matterhorn.
know there's someone in there when you open that door. You're like, all right, I got to do this. I got to do this right.
And you got to get in the perfect.
You know what?
Yeah.
I think Bill Gates is a disappointment.
And then,
Why? Because he hasn't done it.
No, you know what?
because we should all be playing paintball inside.
No, think
Disneyland
about this.
right now.
Think about this. What is Batman and Tony Stark's superpower?
Yeah,
They're rich.
They're rich. That's
So what
right.
the hell is Bill Gates
Look,
doing?
why doesn't he have a suit?
He's doing it. He's just working for the government, and you don't hear about it. That's it. They're low key
Right?
black
Oh my
operations.
God, I'm so mad about Xbox. It's not even getting started.
What happened?
You didn't hear what it's doing?
No,
Xbox.
Okay.
Well, maybe we should.
it
Talk
just
about
happened at
We'll,
E3.
we'll talk about it later. We'll
All
talk
right.
about this
All
on
right.
another. No, we'll talk about it at the end. We'll come back to it. But the other thing I would do is I would buy all the rights and up to all the whatever studio has all the rights. I go to Sony and go, how much do you want for Fantastic Four?
Sony's Fox.
Whatever. No, Sony's not Fox. Sony's
No, I mean, it's
is it-
Fantastic
I go to
Four's Fox.
I go to Fox. I go, okay, and I go to Sony. I go, what do you want for Spider-Man? And I pay him whatever it was, and I give it back to Marvel and go, make the superhero movie everybody wants. Throw everybody in there. Make an Avengers and throw. That's what I want to see. Here's your money for your budget. Go nuts. I want the X-Men in there. I want the Avengers in there. I want Spider-Man in there. I want friggin' Fantastic Four all in one
Well,
movie.
then you could pretty much do like all the story arcs that everyone wants to
Yes,
see.
there you go.
If
Do it.
that was the case, I'd go up to Christopher Nolan's. I'd go up to Christopher Nolan's and be like,
Don't screw
"Look,
this
dude, you know what? Maybe it's about time to Stop trying to put some realism behind everything you do.
Oh, I'd give the money for DC. I go, hey, you know what? I'm going to throw a bone to my boys from DC. Make the Justice League movie. Here, make it happen.
No, you know what? I don't even want to see the Justice League movie. You know what I do want to see? I want to see the movie poster that I saw a couple of years ago.
Oh.
What movie am I talking about? No. Yes, World's Finest.
Make a World's Finest.
And what was the poster in? Can you remember?
It was an I Am Legend.
I Am Legend. They had the Batman logo, and then they had the Superman logo above it, and it said 2015. And I know everybody that was a geek went ape shit. They're like, oh my god, they're predicting it.
Yeah.
Like, why else would they put it in there?
The studio was kind of like, oh yeah, we're giving you a little teaser.
Sorry, guys.
And then later on in the years, it was like,
Sorry, guys. We're not. If we don't get Jaws 30 or whatever, like in Back to the Future 2 by 2015, we're not getting that movie.
I'm still waiting on my cover for it.
Didn't it kind of make you feel like they weren't going to give up on Jaws when you saw that too? They're like, no, Jaws is forever.
I'm still waiting on my
they don't need a Justice League movie, but
that's all I want.
Anyways,
or those. I want those fat guy
I don't
shoes
think
that
they
lace
need a Justice
themselves.
League movie either.
Superman and Batman are just so huge where like all the Avengers characters, they need to gel together.
Yeah.
They can't be standalone movies.
Yeah,
You know
I believe
but it has to be in the water.
Justice League is going to be hard to pull off.
It's
man.
also going to be hard to pull off because but looking at just even when they try to go gritty with Man of Steel, just looking in the differences between like if you watch the Christopher Nolan Batman trilogy, I think you would be better off trying to get a Justice League movie done with the Tim Burton Batman. That seems to lend itself more to like.
Well, because with Christopher Nolan, when he did with Batman, the whole universe of the Batman universe just seemed really closed to everything.
Yeah.
It wasn't open like in Man of Steel. It felt open to everyone.
And you saw the LexCorp truck, though.
Yeah.
There was a lot of LexCorp.
You saw the Wayne satellite, the Wayne tech.
Hold on. We're not gonna get into Man of Steel just quite yet. But so is that it? Everybody has everything they want to say about the new Spider-Man continuing. Hey, side conversations. Cut the crap out.
I think pretty much. That's it.
Thank you. I appreciate my compliment. I don't even know what shirt I'm wearing. I'm wearing my Notorious B.I.G. shirt. I'm not going to lie. I was going to start off this podcast with, it was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine, Salt and Pepper and Heavy D up in the limousine. I was like, dang. But you know what I do want to hear?
He still came back to it.
Hey man, dude, don't diss Biggie. And because of Biggie now, I was like, you know what? I'm going to give a chance to Jay-Z. And I kid you not, I have everything Jay-Z's put out, at least through mainstream CD, like no mixtape or anything, but damn, man, that guy's freaking got some rhymes. It's ridiculous.
Everybody wants to work with him.
I do not.
You talk about it later.
Yeah, let's talk about that on a different podcast. All right, let's go ahead. Let's get into this week's brand new. Oh, no, he doesn't have it yet.
The freaking, my phone closes up when we talk.
Excuses.
Okay, blame my phone. Okay, I got it.
All right, here we go. We're going to get into it right about meow.
All right, so it's this week's comics. From Dark Horse, we have BPRD, Hell on Earth. And then we got Baltimore the Inquisitor, Captain Midnight, Conan Barbarian, Dream Thief, Edgar Allan Poe's The Fall of House of Usher, House of Gold and Bones, Star Wars Darth Vader and the Ninth Assassins. From DC Comics, we have Animal Man, Batman and Batgirl.
A little bit louder there, Renee.
Batman Beyond
There we go.
Unlimited, Batwoman, Birds of Prey, Fables, Green Lantern, New Guardians, Justice League of America, Vibe, League of Superheroes, Red Hood and the Outlaws, Supergirl, Wonder Woman, and then from Image we have Invincible, It-Girl and the Atomics, Maria, Mind the Gap, Miniature Jesus, Revival, Witchblade, and from Marvel we have A+X, Age of Ultron, Avengers, Cable and X-Force, Captain Marvel, Fantastic Four, Indestructible Hulk, Monsters University.
What?
Yeah, it's like a little thing. It's Disney, remember? Disney.
I know.
Then we have Morbius the Living Vampire, New Avengers, Superior Spider-Man, Thunderbolts, Ultimate Comics Spider-Man, Ultimate Comics The Ultimates, Uncanny Uncanny Avengers,
Yes.
Wolverine Max, X Factor, X-Men Legacy, and that is it from this week's comics.
Yes.
All right. We had to give him some badass music because we always
Ba-da-bum.
failed to.
Yeah, Sue's done. Our podcast has chased her away.
Oh, no. All right, let's go ahead and let's hop into something that Toasty could go ahead and hop on. Come on in, dude. Don't ask questions. Just do it.
Toasty's here.
Roasty Toasty. By the way, you get a free $1 comic. It's right here. Billy! Look at this guy over here.
Okay, so what we're going to talk about now is
The Man of Steel, in which I heard that
Easter eggs.
it was called The Man of Steal Your Money.
it's not okay.
It's good.
All right,
Jacob
hold on.
loved it.
Hold on.
I saw it 3 times
All right.
because the first time I wasn't
So
sure.
I trust your opinion more than anybody's.
Why me?
Because you saw it 3 times. All right, so first off, from my podcast before, tell me, was I right that he is the only child that was born from actual intercourse?
Yeah.
Yes, they allude to that
In
fact.
centuries.
Okay.
Yeah, they allude to that
Centuries.
fact in the.
Okay.
It was a
So
natural birth.
They,
But
they
that was-
explain
reason
all
for-
that.
That was
they,
one thing
they
I pointed
explained
out.
why that happened.
And then why did that happen?
Because when they do the artificial births, what they do is that they genetically pre-program your role in society. Like General Zod was pre-programmed to be a soldier to defend the people of Krypton
Okay.
and Kryptonians.
Which is
And-
why he's after Superman.
Yeah, he's pre-programmed that way. Whereas if you're naturally born, you can kind of choose your own destiny.
But it did
Okay.
seem to allude to the fact that they can choose their destiny, which is why Jor-El decides to do what he did.
Yeah.
Because isn't Jor-El a scientist in this one?
Yeah.
Within their given roles, that they're not slaves. They can still make decisions. They have free will.
Yeah.
You know what? When
Maybe they
General
should
Zod-
have taken that away. And then I heard it also points out that there are. Oh, you know what? I'm going to stick on to what I've asked, so continue, Billy.
You know what else? When General Zod comes in, he makes a hell of an entrance.
I
He
heard.
does.
First time he comes out in the
Oh,
movie.
hold on,
I
hold
call
on.
This is Zod.
Let's
That
not
first
let's
30
not get into
minutes is fantastic.
Yeah.
let's not get into that yet. I want to clarify the things that I said previously. If
Oh,
I
you want
was
to make
right.
you want to
All
see if you're right. Okay, yeah,
So
you're
there
right.
was
How's
so
that?
there was that. There was one.
They show gestation matrix where all the little babies are born.
Did they show how he shaves?
No.
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 You left Gillette to answer that.
Damn. Oh, did anybody know who won that at all,
I don't
or is
know.
it still going on?
I think it's still going on until a week from now.
All right, for sure.
What else?
There was that I pointed out. There were a few other things that I pointed. Okay, so General Zod, literally is only he's just trying to kill Kal-El. He's not trying to get vengeance upon Jor-El
Actually,
or
yes,
anything.
there's something he wants.
There's something he wants that we don't want to ruin it for you. But he doesn't want to kill him at first.
I've already heard the story, so it's okay, you guys.
Well,
He's trying to get basically Jor-El gave Superman every single genetic code.
The genetic
that
code to every
Krypton had.
Kryptonian, yeah.
So that's why he's
embedded
after
in
him.
his DNA.
which I thought looked pretty cool. With those,
Yeah,
like,
that
the
was.
prehistoric
I'm
school.
telling you, there are awesome
It looked very
moments.
Star Wars / Avatar on Krypton as opposed to the crystal.
I heard that Krypton looks like Detroit. Like it doesn't look like glamorous at all. It's looking all like crappy.
It looks
and
like
dingy.
like a, I would say like a Saharan Avatar land mixed with Star Wars, like Episode 2 Star
It
Wars.
kind of looked like Krypton or Kronos in the new Star Trek movie. Kind of
You know what I
like.
thought of when I saw them in their spacesuits? I was thinking of Prometheus because they have the little tube in the front.
Oh yeah,
when
yeah.
they first
Little bit,
arrive onto Earth.
little bit,
Yeah.
little bit.
All right,
It's
so
called the breather.
there's that.
Yeah, there we go, the breather.
There's that, and then that was about it. I think I predicted one more thing, but that
I'm
was
not gonna lie
that
though,
was it.
Pharaoh was badass.
Did you predict
What was
that
it?
Lois Lane would be in
Zod's
it?
wife?
'Cause you were right.
Well, they didn't even specify it was his wife, but Pharaoh?
Feora was awesome.
She was freaking awesome.
Unfortunately, the only thing I didn't like is that Jack Zer was kind of like Victor Zaz. Like, it's like a little cameo. It's like, oh, this could be badass. But he's just a cameo, so too bad. Like,
All
Jack
right.
Zer comes out, so that was kind of cool to see him there.
So from the beginning. Oh yeah, and then I heard. So is it true that Krypton doesn't even get destroyed right off the bat?
It does.
No, not right off the bat. Not Superman flying off as it's destroying.
No, there's like 30 minutes on Krypton, like a good bite.
I'd say about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
A good
All right.
20 minutes.
There's an explanation of why it's destroyed.
And then there's also an explanation on what is it Kevin Costner? That's
Jonathan Kent.
Jonathan Kent.
Yeah.
He
good Jonathan
he
Kent.
basically tells Superman. Oh yeah, by the way, you guys were spoiling the crap out of it. He basically tells him never use your powers.
Yeah.
He tells him not to come out in the open.
He doesn't think that the world is ready to accept him, and he'll know when the world is ready. So it's up to him.
And that's kind of big because in the original, did he ever?
Well, they treated it more like a first contact story, like mankind meeting an alien for the
Like
first time.
the Christopher Reeves movies, they totally look past the point that, oh, this guy's an alien. Like they're just
I don't
like,
think they ever explain it. In this one, it's like basically broadcast to the world. Hey, this guy's an alien.
So there was one thing that made a lot of people upset, and that they said basically was they're like it's more of a sci-fi movie. But when you think about it, well, yeah, because it's about an alien, and that's what people fail to understand is that Superman is an alien.
Yeah.
He is not human.
They address that, and that's one of the things I liked about it.
He's a solar-powered alien.
Yeah, basic. Yeah, very good.
Actually, they even kind of split that up a little bit. They said the sun's radiation would give him strength and his skin like power, but his senses would come from the atmosphere of Earth.
Oh,
so not everything's from the sun.
So then, I guess
And
there's
the scenes where he's trying to adjust to his senses
there's a
are
very
really cool.
I heard
And
the
you know
very
what? It
touching moment between his mother and instead of saying like, there's too many people on Earth, this and that, he says the world is too big,
Yes.
and the mother says, and make it smaller.
Well, my mama said, "No seas chillón," and then hit me with a fucking. No seas tan chillón. Bam! I'm raising a man.
Deal with it.
Deal with it.
What were you gonna say, Billy?
Before we get the chanclas.
Yeah.
What am I gonna say about that? I mean,
What do Mexican
I think
people
it takes
about
time. Like, you don't just breathe the atmosphere and stand in the sun, and you're like super powered. Like,
Well, that's what I heard. What happens
It's like,
with
'cause General Zod, like,
with
he never
General Zod,
flies.
I heard he's like he never flies through the whole thing.
To like the very end. It's like Smallville.
No, he like honestly like even in that building, he had to like kind of climb up.
But
it.
like
He had to
after
silverback
that, though,
it.
like when he takes off his armor.
Oh yeah. That's right.
Okay, so do they address first off the Fortress of Solitude? Not only that, but why he chooses the location or what happens with that?
That it's not
Technically-
exactly the Fortress of Solitude.
Technically, there actually is no Fortress of Solitude. Like you're kind of meant to believe that it's coming up.
It's just not there yet.
It's not there yet.
It's,
But the reason for it is
not bad. I liked it.
it's based. Do you want to know?
Yeah,
It's
more-
basically
I'm
where
asking.
the ship ended up.
One of the old scout ships. They sent
yeah.
scout
So
ships
I heard they scout the universe.
Yeah, looking
that-
for new planets they can hold their civilization.
And that's one of the old scouts.
So what happens is he actually goes and he accidentally turns on the homing beacon, which calls Zod,
Yeah.
or at least Zod recognizes it, and he's like, "That's where he's going to be." Now, from there, let's go back into. I want to know what happened first off when he was a kid to when he becomes apparently a sailor.
Well, you
They
know,
don't
there's
address it
flashbacks.
that way.
The
They go-
flashbacks aren't in order.
Nope.
No.
But you guys know the order, so
No.
explain it to
No,
me.
they're not.
Well,
They-
You know when he's a kid, and you know when
no,
he's
but they don't show him that way.
No, like
They-
they start off after you see a ship fly to Earth. They cut the scene and they go right to when he's
He's like
a sailor.
working in Alaska.
Yeah, and then
And then that's
from
how he
there,
saves
He's a little kid.
from there after everything he does, he'll have a flashback from when he was a kid or a teenager to
It
different.
Do they at
jumps around.
least address how he became a freaking journalist?
Yeah, guess what? Here's where the fanboys are pissed. You want to know? He meets and reveals himself to Lois Lane,
Yeah,
and the moment is at the end, instead of revealing himself as
Superman.
Superman, where they do a Robin thing, like "My name is Robin" at the end of Dark Knight Return. It's Clark. Hi, I'm Clark Kent. I'm the new journalist here, and Lois Lane has to pretend like she doesn't know who he is. So they end with him being revealed as Clark Kent.
So why would you be mad about that?
Because the fanboys want it to be like he's Clark Kent, he's undercover. Lois Lane
Hold
doesn't know
on.
who he is.
How stupid do you think the world is?
That's what people were mad about. That's
See,
what
but
people,
even like
that's what people were mad
even
about.
for
that it didn't-
fanboys, like Jonathan Kent didn't die in the actual Superman comics.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he
Yeah, he
did.
did.
Well, not until like not the way in his childhood though.
Yeah, but don't
Actually,
you
in the
think
Action
that's a
Comics
little
1 through
bit?
8,
I think he had a heart
reboot?
attack, didn't he?
Don't
reboot?
you think that's a
No,
little
not the
bit better?
reboot. I'm talking about the very first original ones.
On the very first
Don't-
original ones, no, but in the reboot
lasted for
with
a
Grant
long
Morrison, like before he moves to Metropolis, his dad's already dead.
Oh, I know, but the fanboys are going hardcore back to like the very first original.
You can't base it off of the original
That's what I'm saying.
movies.
No, but I'm just saying that's why people are pissed because they reveal him as they don't reveal him until Clark Kent is the end. So there's no like, there's not going to be any like, oh, is Lois Lane going to know who he is? She knows who he is from like right off the bat.
So tell me, is Lois Lane in love with Superman at
Yeah.
this point?
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah,
So,
it happens like 5 seconds in.
so it's like love at first sight with them?
Yeah, and then she sings a song about having a me party.
Well, it's basically because it's the first human that he can trust that he didn't. Or
What
that wasn't
about
his
what
parents.
about Lana?
She's in it.
for like
Well, do they say her name?
yeah.
They say her name, but they don't touch anything on like him having interactions with anyone but his parents, basically.
Or Pete?
Pete Ross
Yeah.
was like his friend from IHOP. Oh, product placement. There's a
Pete
lot
Ross
of
was
product
from
placement.
7-Eleven.
7-Eleven, IHOP, Sears.
I know,
You know what's
Sears
weird?
got the comic
You know
book.
what's
I
weird
remember.
though? When I took my 8-year-old, and she's not yet old enough to like catch the product placement. But what she told me was she said I thought it was cool that they put Superman like at the gas station and at the IHOP fighting. She goes, because I know what that looks like. She goes, so I can imagine Superman being there. I was like, wow, that's pretty amazing that she caught that
No,
she like.
that's not pretty amazing. That's like, wow, my daughter's being brainwashed.
No,
going to IHOP.
But what she was saying was,
It makes her feel like
it makes her she can relate to it instead of like if Superman. She said,
seems more real.
Yeah, she said when they were like fighting in space, I really didn't. She said I didn't feel that way, but she said when they were on Earth, I understood what could happen because I've been to a gas station and I've been to a restaurant. Like that's what.
that's cool.
So like she kind of got like she grabbed onto that, but she also said, and I'm going to agree with her. She goes, I said, what do you think of the movie? She goes, it was okay. I said, what would have made it better? She said, I only laughed 3 times, and a superhero movie should be fun. And I think with Superman especially, Batman you can go the dark route, but I think Superman you need a little more lightheartedness.
I heard
They had
that.
a little more darker jokes, like Lois Lane's first entry line.
Yeah, but I
What did
mean,
she say?
Well,
Is it the whole like
she's
people are trying to call you and then like it like bleeps out?
She's
Superman?
talking. She's talking to a colonel, and then he's like, "Well, he's trying to tell her like rules," and then she's like, "Well, if we're done measuring dicks here, can we go on?"
Jesus.
Amy Adams was good
You
as
saw that,
Lois.
and you're like, "Oh, that's Lois."
Yeah, but I think that with Superman, there was no sense of like what was missing was that sense of like
Superman?
of Superman. Like, oh, look at this! I think, fuck, the guy can fly. Yeah, we're bored of him. I'm bored of him.
American Boy Scout.
No, not even that. I think just a sense of wonder of like, holy, there was that sense of fear. They definitely got the sense of fear.
But like towards the end, we're just like, he's like, you know, how do you know you're not going to turn against America? He's like, I was born and raised in Kansas. He's like, you don't get more American than that.
Yeah, but that was really it. I
Wait.
wish there were more moments like that.
Wait, that was real? Because I thought someone was being sarcastic when
No.
they told me that.
No.
That's literally what he says.
It's about as American as it gets.
Yeah,
And
and
they
they,
had a Green Lantern reference.
and they showed him playing
Where was the
football.
Green Lantern reference?
Carol Ferris.
She's like one of the sub commanders.
captain?
Yeah, she's a captain, and
Is it the same one from the Green Lantern movie?
no,
But it's not Blake Lively.
it's the one where she's like they showed it in the trailer where she's like, "Oh, you gotta admit it. I think he's kind of hot," and then she walks away.
Oh, okay.
That's her.
All right. So, real quick, I want to get into these Easter eggs, man. Tell me about some Easter eggs. I heard Wayne Tower from someone.
Wayne
No,
Tech,
no,
no.
Satellite.
Wayne
Okay,
Tech
Wayne Tech
satellite,
Satellite.
a LexCorp truck.
There was a lot of
truck,
LexCorp thing.
LexCorp building.
I mean, I'm not-
and the construction site where Zod takes his armor off, that's LexCorp.
You know what? I wouldn't even be surprised if I'd be surprised if Lex isn't the nice villain. I mean, he must be pissed.
Utopia
How much of his
Casino.
stuff got trashed?
Huh?
Utopia Casino.
Utopia Casino.
What's that?
It's the place where Kryptonite first comes into the comics ever. Because the guy that owns the casino decides to build a statue, and it's all made from Kryptonite. So,
One thing that you will learn about Zack Snyder is that he hates buildings when you go see that movie.
Oh,
I heard he destroys
there's more damage
Metropolis.
in there than there was in Avengers.
Everybody is going to move to
It's
Gotham.
only 2 people.
And it's only two, well, yeah, but it's only 2 people, but like basically, You take New York and then you
Is
make
it-
it flat ground.
Is it true? No kryptonite?
No
Not in
kryptonite.
this movie.
Thank God.
But you don't need it.
I heard technically, he breathes in kryptonite from Zod
No.
Wait a minute.
when he gives him the anesthesia.
No.
No.
Then what is it?
What do you mean?
I heard he gives him.
Anesthesia.
No, he can't breathe the air on the Kryptonian ship
Yeah, it's
because
Kryptonian
his
atmosphere.
body's already used to being on Earth. And his mother makes mention of the fact that he struggled to breathe when he was a baby.
Because kryptonite is a radioactive rock.
Yeah, from
So
the
it's
planet of Krypton.
How many
Kryptonite.
kryptonites are there?
Da-da-da-da-da, kryptonite.
Well, originally there's just green.
There's just green.
Then
and
Kryptonite.
they
There's
started
there's
switching
blue,
it.
there's gold,
Yeah.
there's black.
Gold is the worst.
Okay,
Yeah.
so let's go ahead. Let's go into pros and con power round.
There's more Easter eggs.
Oh, wait. There's more Easter eggs? What else?
Blaze Comics.
Blaze Comics shows up in the corner
What's
when
that?
when Zod.
That's when Booster Gold comes into Mestropolis. He sets up because he's like a money hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he sets up
has
his like his comic book store.
Yeah,
Blaze
that's like his comic line. From
And
Blaze
then
Comics.
All right.
there's a pod like when he first finds the ship that's supposed to be like the fortress, I guess. One of the pods has like a mummy in it, which is a Kryptonian person, and then one of the other ones is open. So supposedly that could also be Supergirl's entrance because she left Krypton
At the same time.
at the same time, but she was frozen.
Nice. All right, what else?
I want to see Power Girl.
Shut up.
Oh, man, that's just.
Shut up.
What kind of blonde could do that?
Actually, I told you guys I was doing the comic book chat rooms.
Oh, yeah.
I saw Power Girl.
I saw Power Girl.
And she was a natural blonde and everything, and I was like, wow.
Power Girl. Okay,
Krypton was really good, dude.
what did you give them? So you're asking us to give it a ranking?
Kryptonian
No,
nutrients.
I'm asking for pros and cons. I'm asking for what you liked and what you didn't like. That's it.
Go.
Go.
Jacob.
Especially
It
since you
was-
saw it 3 times.
Okay, the first time I saw it, I wasn't sure how I felt about it, like, at all. So I wanted to rate it on IMDb, I couldn't do it. So then I went to see it the second time. I took my dad for Father's Day. He loved it. He said it made the other movies look like shit.
That's what I heard as
But
well.
then again, you gotta keep in mind, the first one was 35 years ago.
Was there anything at the very end of the movie?
Nope.
No.
Ah, damn you. Why couldn't you follow the Marvel route? All right, so go on.
It's original. You won't think, when you go to see it, like, say you had no idea, you
You're
just
not
wanted to
thinking
see
of the
it.
Christopher Reeves one?
No, you have no idea what the hell's going on other than what Superman is.
Really? You don't want Otisburg back in there?
I love
Otisburg?
that. I love
It's
that.
not Otisburg?
Otisburg!
Oh, Gene Hackman's so great.
That's not Gene.
Well, yeah, he was. He's Lex Luthor.
Gene Hackman
Was it
Lex
Gene
Luthor.
Hackman?
Yeah.
I don't know why. I thought it was Kevin Spacey. No, Kevin Spacey's
Was it,
the Superman Returns. We don't
Yeah.
talk about that movie. That movie does not exist.
Never happened.
You don't like Superman?
Never
You
happened.
don't like Superman getting a bullet to the eyeball?
No, dude, did you realize that Superman does not throw one punch through that whole movie?
Yeah, he didn't. But the cool part about the good part about Man of Steel is that our weapons, they didn't kill or actually like, puncture them, but it still like would hit them and make them fall back or something. Like
The heavy
we
weapons,
weren't
yeah.
helpless against them. Like they got hit
Like
by
it hurt them, but it didn't. Like it wasn't like how Superman just
like
kicked you
Feora got
walking.
hit by a rocket and she was knocked out.
Yeah.
And then some
was-
other dude that you don't know.
So
who
made
he
it
is.
very
That was kind of her
realistic.
fault because she didn't take off her breather and start getting adjusted.
Well, she couldn't. She would have been knocked out on her own.
That's true. But I did love Feora so much.
She was awesome.
Anything else? So you said your dad liked it. You watched it the second time.
The third time, I looked for all the Easter eggs, but it will. The very first time I saw it, there's a big moment that will have you on the edge of your seat.
Is it when Superman's like, taking an epic crap or something? You're like,
No,
oh my
it was
God,
just. It's just like
he's passing.
you want to know
against
what's
him.
going to happen. He's given a choice,
All right,
and you're just like, what the hell?
all right. So that's it.
Yeah.
So, all right,
I give it a 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
Pros, God, it was probably the most action-packed Superman movie I've ever seen. There was
That's what I've heard.
that was honestly, and I like Jack Sir, and I like that they didn't just throw in General Zod. Jack Sir was in there, Feora was in there.
Everything made sense. Everything tied together.
Yeah, everything was so good. I'm trying to think. There's things I didn't like. I don't know why Whitney Fordman was in it.
Wait, what?
Even though I was only there for a little bit, I was like, all right, that was a weird character to stick in there. wasn't enough Jonathan Kent. Like there was a lot of Jor-El, not enough Jonathan Kent in my opinion. Like it's like with Jonathan Kent, they just focused only the key moments in his life.
So basically, when he tells him he's an alien, when he dies, and for him to hide his powers.
Everything you've seen everything that Jonathan Kent has to say in the trailer, except for the part where he dies.
Pretty much.
You've pretty much seen everything about Jonathan Kent that's in the trailer.
But basically, Superman lives the life of Jonathan Kent after that. Like, his personality becomes basically Jonathan's. Like, his moralities are like the exact same.
All right.
That was the other thing I could say I didn't like was, the only thing I didn't like either was like, Superman becomes Superman when he's working at the Daily Planet. And this was like the only thing that was the other way around, but I could live with it.
And then how does he get the suit?
How does he get the suit?
Yeah.
It's, well, basically on Krypton, they all wear like this like undersuit thing underneath like their armor. And basically his father made him one, but it was a little bit more colorful.
It had a big S that stands for hope.
Yes.
It's their family seal, and their family seal meant hope.
All right. And
oh God, let's talk about it. I've been waiting to rip it. All this fanboy love. Okay, I'm gonna give you. I'm just kidding. I give it like a 6. Like every other movie, I tell you guys, no movie needs to be 2.5 hours. I don't care how much shit is blowing up. You could cut about 30 minutes out of that movie and you'd be fine.
But it didn't seem that long.
That's one thing I have to criticize it. Like, Superman's known as like, he can't let anyone die, but God, he puts everyone in danger in that movie.
Right?
Like, he's just like...
I heard he's technically the cause of, like, all the damage.
Oh, my God. There's, like... he punches someone through a building, and, like, he doesn't care. He knocks out all the foundations. That is knocking the entire building over to other buildings.
He's barely knowing that he has to become this hero to save the world, so he has to still adjust to it.
All right.
I think that what I liked about it, love the stuff on Krypton. I love that they told his story in a very non-linear way. And for me, I'm going to be the opposite of you guys. I like the quiet moments where they were showing his origins better than I like the actual battle with Zod and everything.
I liked how they showed his human side.
Yeah, I loved all that.
There's a cyborg Easter egg. I forgot.
Wait, what?
He's watching the football game. They say Stone ran for a couple yards.
Oh, yeah.
Victor Stone is cyborg.
That's right.
Oh, dude, so that
and also Emil Hamilton works with Star Labs. Star Labs creates cyborg.
Yes, that's right. Emil Hamilton was in it.
So that means that they really are gonna shoot for Justice
They made
League.
it as a standalone. It can stand alone even if they don't do it, but they can also open it up.
Yeah, kind of like how Green Lantern had Amanda Waller, but that didn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
I just felt like it was just overkill. Like, and a lot of it looked derivative of because of stuff like the Avengers. Like, we've seen a city get destroyed already. Like, so I just felt like I love the idea that Zod was doing it for like the people of Krypton. He wasn't just like, they gave him more of a motivation. And I like that they talked about like
you feel sympathy for him.
Yeah, you do. You feel, and those are the best villains. It's a villain who doesn't know that he's bad. Like, he just thinks he's doing the right thing. He's basically he says, I'm trying to protect the people of Krypton. I'm trying to carry on the Kryptonian race.
He even says
everything
that him and
I
Jor-El
do,
were
good
friends.
or bad, is for the greater good of my people.
So it's technically like the Empire versus the Jedi.
A little bit, but
Except not wanting to take over the world for the sake of power, but wanting to take over the world for the sake of his race.
Yeah, if you look at the beginning, Jor-El and Zod blame the same people for the end of Krypton.
The only difference is Jor-El would not have
gone the cruel way.
But he would have found a way for them to coexist.
Yeah, but Zod mentions that he's like, it's like the reason I'm killing them is that it's like they screwed Krypton over. They doomed us.
Yeah.
That's why he starts his little coup.
They really made Superman more relatable, though. Like, he was drinking a beer watching a football game.
They did
they're like, he was drinking. So can he get drunk?
No, because of his metabolism, I've heard.
If anything, wouldn't that make him get
Captain
drunk
America
faster?
can get drunk.
Is that true?
Captain America
He can't get drunk. Remember, he freaking, when he does the serum and he's like drinking somewhere and he's like, you want to know one of the worst effects about this is? He's like, I can't even get drunk.
That's right. Yeah, I just
like he was the ultimate Boy Scout is Captain America.
I saw like what's called a...
I need to see it again in a theater that wasn't screeching. I mean, the theater was like crappy loud. It wasn't good loud. It was like...
You go?
AMC Norwalk?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Problem. But that's why
I went to Uptown.
But I'll tell you why.
Dude, the Uptown one has great quality for whatever reason.
By the way, just so you guys know, I have a friend who's a sound tech. He does all the calibration. He said that Uptown, one of the best theaters he's ever heard as far as sound, like some of the best acoustics. The only reason we went to AMC is because we had passes there. I hate that theater anyway. But I'll tell you what they did. They just turned up the sound loud. They didn't have any. There was no like differentiation between like the bass and the treble and everything. It just sounded all loud.
Why not AMC Point of Hills?
I should have gone there, dude.
All right, you guys. So that's it. We're putting a little seal on it. I'm going to go ahead and watch it and give my review.
I gotta say one more thing.
All right, what's up?
My favorite part was when Zod and Superman first fight, and Superman's like, "Who told you?" He's like, "How can you think you can touch my mother?" And basically, he just beats the crap out of him.
Yeah, don't mess with Superman's mom.
So basically, he's Mexican.
Yeah,
all the morals you guys. Well,
except the part where he has jobs.
Oh, come on!
Thank you.
That was the most super heroic thing he did. He's like, I'm gonna get a job one day. Got a job.
Yeah.
That's freaking
In
awesome.
this economy, I was like, no, that's a superhero.
All right, you guys, let's go ahead. Let's get into our very last subject, which is Superman Unchained and Batman 0 Year Breakdown.
Did you read them, Jake?
I read them. Did you read them? What about you?
Loved. Actually, here's the thing. Captain Snyder.
Katniss.
Scott Snyder.
That to Yuri's Captain Snyder's like da-da-da-da.
Scott
I'm
Snyder.
Captain Snyder.
Scott Snyder knows how to start a story. How you end stories, I have my personal opinion on that. But
The way he ends stories is very.
he's like, oh, this will have great impact later on. I was like, what? Bruce Wayne has a brother?
It's almost very. It's
how did
almost
that
very,
play out?
It's almost very personal.
Yeah.
It's almost very. Almost, he wants you to emotionally be attached to his stories, and that's honestly, I think that's what I like about it.
But I'll give you one thing: he does know how to start a story, and he did know how to start these stories.
Now
he makes you ask a lot of questions.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, and I know Billy would know. I know you would as well, but possibly not because I had to recall myself. Was the Red Hood gang in number? In Zero.
Yes.
In issue 0.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they reintroduced them when we're going into year 0, which I really thought was cool. I was like, all right, man, like, he's following his own footsteps. He's like, all right, this is what I said, and this is what I'm sticking to. So that's one thing I loved about 0 Year. And I loved how Batman came in, and they're like, everybody thinks you're dead. And he's like, good, that's the way I want to keep it. The first time, and then the second time he says it as well.
Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty amazing.
They kind of gave hints that No Man's Land happened like a lot earlier.
Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking. I was thinking something similar to that. What about you, Toasty?
0 Year for me, I kind of felt like I have to be more interested with maybe the next issue. But Superman Unchained, I thought was great because it dove into World War II, like at the very beginning, and just gives a comic book explanation of what happened.
Is Superman an atomic bomb?
Yeah.
Technically, someone did the science on this.
Or is he the lone Kryptonian?
Yeah. 'Cause
Someone.
it seems like there's two of them.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I just saw the science on like a punch. Like if you do 99% of a punch, it would be like 800 Hiroshimas.
Really?
And he one punch would burn like through like 90 like 8,000 burgers worth of calories.
That's almost
Is that why he has a freaking six-pack? That bastard.
that's almost like being able to reset
Shut up.
reality.
Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. But technically you are right if you think about it.
Technically, that's a lot of calories you're burning.
All right, so then I really did like Superman Unchained. I love the way they started it. We've already had a Superman for the last 75 years, and what he was American, correct?
Oh, yes. Yeah. Unless you read Red Sun, where he lands in Russia.
So it was very, very, very interesting the way it started. Although I am a little confused on how they're going to go about it. But it's the same thing with everything Snyder's touching right now. He's also doing The Wake.
That's great.
What did you think of The Wake, Billy?
I loved it.
I was a little confused. Can you explain to me just a brief minute on what the hell's going on?
All right. So first thing, I don't know why Scott Snyder, he did the same thing in 0 Year, but he shows you the future first. Then he's like, but this is what's happening now.
Yeah.
You know, you see like...
You see that in 0 Year.
Yeah, so I'm taking wild guess that was New York, where that girl was playing with that dolphin.
Yeah. Yeah.
Taking a wild guess, that's probably New York. And so they go to Alaska. Apparently, this girl's kid was taken away. Like, they're just little hints that you have to figure out. But apparently, this has something to do with like the origins of mankind, right?
I don't know. I kind of
Because like
thought
if
it
you
was
go
like
at the very
Boogeyman or
end, it has
something.
like that caveman who's like in the cave, and he's drawing the same.
I'm just waiting to
demon
see.
they have.
I'm just trying to wait to see what happens. I'm
The
just gonna-
merman. Because that was the other theory. Because there's the theory that we came from monkeys, and there's like the other theory that we evolved from dolphins. That we were actually.
I didn't
And
think
you know what?
about
Aquaman actually supports that theory. Aquaman, like he actually, what's
Speaking
called
of-
his power, hypnotizes marine life, and then he says like, oh yeah, I can also kind of to some point hypnotize people. Why? It's like they evolved from marine life.
You guys
That's
seen the mermaid documentary?
No.
No.
Why would I watch a
No,
mermaid
you just
documentary?
look at the footage. It was taken in March, just this past March. You look at the footage. It's like a minute long. It will freak you out and it will make you question shit.
Did you see the cabin in the woods?
Gosh,
Yeah.
you guys,
You don't want to get killed by a merman.
shut up.
You do not want to get killed by a merman.
All right, so basically, we talked about everything Snyder right now. So, are you guys? Ooh, dude, I worked out my back yesterday.
Yeah, I'm trying to get those kinks out.
I know, but it's bruised, kind of. Ow.
Oh,
All right, so
Let me just string you to a rope like Bruce Wayne style, and I'll fix your back.
your vertebrae is sticking out. No, Christian Bale.
Next thing I know, next thing, if I'm ever paralyzed, I'm just going to go to some old Russian guy with a rope.
Handle it.
He'll fix you right up.
Take care of it immediately. So, are you guys going to stick in it for the long run?
It has to be. I mean, Wake's 10 issues, 0 years, like 11 issues in an annual and tie-ins.
And is Unchained ongoing?
I think it's a year-long thing. too.
I'll stick with it. I've never collected a Superman title before, but it piqued my curiosity, and I'm not the biggest Superman fan, but
At
I like it
$4.99,
enough.
I don't know if this is the ongoing price, though.
I think that was just number
I hope
one.
not.
Yeah, kind of like
Because it has the fold-outs. So they're like, wait, you had to pay
well,
for the
that fold-out
cardboard.
poster was really like, what?
I didn't fold it out. I didn't want to. I don't want to break it.
You won't break it. It's pretty.
You better do it now so you get rid of that glue before it gets all fucking heavy.
Yep.
Dang it. All right, you guys, we'll go ahead and we will put a cap on it. Once again, I'm MTR, also known as Matt the Rat. And as always,
Renee.
Billy.
If you like it, you better put a cap on it. Mario.
if you like it, then you better put a cap on it. And our guest, Toasty, go ahead and say goodbye to the people, Toasty.
Goodbye, people.
Thank you for listening to Undercity Chaos in the Mind of the Comic Comer. Don't forget to check out Flick Dicks, Loving and Hating Movies, as well as everything in between. And not only that, we will be continuing the Regrets shortly, and hopefully a couple of new shows in the short future. We'll see what's up. You guys have a great day.